Yo, it's your boy Straight Boss OV8 from Straight Smoke Gaming. It's Monday. That means it's time to give you the smoke on Red Dead Online. I want to apologize. We weren't able to keep our schedule and do the spending spree video on Saturday. We had some technical difficulties with our equipment, and we're still trying to battle through that. I barely got this video up and done with the recordings that I took from it. So anyway, let's get into this video. It's a great Moonshine week. A lot of money to be made in Moonshine. And we're going to be talking about the Moonshine Shack locations. You can see here, there's only 5 of them, so we're going to be ranking them, you know, from best to worst. Or no, actually from worst to best. We're going 5 to number 1. And you can see here the options are, you know, you have the Bayou, Grizzlies, Heartlands, Tall Trees, and Helen Steve as well. So, go ahead and make sure you comment your favorite Moonshine Shack and go ahead and let us know why. I'm curious to see where you know, on average, where's everyone like to go. I know 2 popular ones, and the 2 real popular ones are number 1 and number 2. But I'm interested to see what everyone else has to say. Okay. Alright, so let's get into it. Number 5, we got the Grizzlies. And all the Moonshine Shacks, you know, I went ahead, check the surroundings. Do we got ingredients nearby? Stuff like that. You know, that's not a big thing, but it is a little helpful. You know, here I was able to find a little bit of some ginseng outside this Grizzlies. And you can see up here the Grizzlies, it is just a little bit south of the Cattail Pond. And you see our first sale that we're doing here. You know, okay, I mean, it's average distance and whatnot. What I don't like about this, and the main reason why this location is number 5, as you see right here, this road is very narrow, and not only is it very narrow, but the terrain is just atrocious, and this is the worst terrain of all the moonshines. As you can see there, I'm going very slowly over that, just a little bit of rocks that are right on the path, and yeah, you do start to damage your wagon. Now granted, out of all the sales we did, I think me and Orb Smoke did 4 sales up here. All 4 sales were complete, you know, all 20 out of 20 bottles, but I mean, the pro of this location is that it's not heavily populated. There's not a lot of people hanging up here, you know, that are just around for fun. If they are up here, they're normally on a mission, they're doing something else. But the terrain is just horrendous. The pathways are very narrow. You got bridges you go over. It's just, I don't know, the Grizzlies is easily the worst Moonshine Shack location, in my opinion. Alright, moving on to number 4. Here you can see we have Helen Steve. This is the only Moonshine Shack in the desert area of the map. And here we go, we got our first sale. And we got a pretty short little distance here to take it to. And one of the pros of Helen Steve, I feel, is that this isn't that populated either. A lot of people, you know, they're over by Tumbleweed, Armadillo, Helen Steve area. This is, you know, there's not a lot of people over here. So that's a plus. The terrain is much better than the Grizzlies. You see here, we're on flat land. There's no rocks in the middle of the road. You know, very flat. I will say this about Helen Steve. About a year ago, when I first became a moonshiner, this was the first spot I put my Moonshine Shack. And I was delivering moonshine through some really rough spots. You're going in between 2 plateaus on a very narrow pathway. That was only wide as the wagon. You'd have NPCs coming through that same little pathway. You know, the little crevice between the 2 plateaus that you're trying to drive a wagon through. Okay, without damaging anything. You have NPCs coming at you through horses. This was the worst sale right here. Going to Fort Mercer, there I showed the waypoint. Luckily, I marked a shortcut, and they actually gave me that shortcut. But it was still a really windy trail that you had to go through, which turns are not so. That's not a fun thing to do in a moonshine wagon. The sharper the turn. Also, the Grizzlies had some sharp turns as well. That's why that's number 5. But Helen Steve is number 4. And speaking of sharp turns, here we have the Bayou Nwa Moonshine Shack. This is pretty popular, and this might be a controversial ranking, I know this is a really popular one, but I think it's only number 3, and here's the main reason why. 50% of your sales are going to be delivered to Saint Denis, and if you've run Trader or Moonshine, you know what it's like to drive a wagon through the city of Saint Denis. Okay, you can see here, this is Big Hoss here, going really slowly around these sharp turns through Saint Denis. I just couldn't imagine fighting off NPC revenue agents while making those turns. And also, Saint Denis is pretty populated. You know, the first two, number 4 and 5, Grizzlies and Helen Steve, not very populated. You know, you don't have to worry about a lot of other players. But Saint Denis, you absolutely do. You need to take that into consideration. It is the biggest town, city, community in Red Dead Online. So, more than likely, you're going to come across players. So, about 50% of the sales go to Saint Denis. The other 50% you will get lucky on. You know, here you can see this is Jake Cut delivering to, we got a camp just above Saint Denis, so we never had to go into Saint Denis. Another pro of it is that it's very flat land, so you don't have to worry about damaging wagon. The roads, the paths are wider, a lot of room to work with to get around people without damaging the wagon. So absolutely, we got number 3 is the Bayou Nwa. Okay, so moving on to 2. Here we have the Tall Trees Moonshine Shack. And we're going to go over the pros and cons of this. You see there's a fast travel post nearby, so that's a plus. But also, with the fast travel post, you have to think of the traffic that, you know, goes to the fast travel post. Okay, about 50% of your sales are going to go down to Blackwater. And 50% of your other sales are going to go to, like here, McFarland's Ranch, Quaker's Cove. You will also have some sales that go up a little bit of north, up through close to Aurora Basin. But Blackwater, that's a sweaty area. Everyone knows that. But just like Saint Denis, how often do you pull into Blackwater when you're in a busy lobby and there's no one in Blackwater? Yeah, no. And plus, Blackwater, the Great Plains, a lot of people love hunting there. So, yeah, you're going to be going by people. Here we got a delivery to a camp just outside Blackwater. Also, you deliver to the saloon in Blackwater. But you got to think of the camps you're going to go by when you're delivering down across the Great Plains area. There's camps there. People like to hunt there. So it is populated, but the land is flat. The roads, pathways are very wide, easy to get around. So, all right, we put Tall Trees at number 2. And that leads us, and I might be a little bit biased here because this is where I keep my Moonshine Shack, is in the Heartlands. And you can see here, you know, you got the best sale in, I think, of all the Moonshine. You go down to the fence. That is so easy. You also have some sales going to Van Horn. Okay. You also have some sales going to Butcher's Creek, which is real fast. What I like about 50% of the sales going to Butcher's Creek, Van Horn Fencer Saloon, is that area right there, that is dead man's land. No one is there. No one. Who has a camp there? You know, there's no one. If you are anywhere around that area right there, you are busy on a mission. You're not, you know, open to go ahead and brief someone on a moonshine sale. So, with 50% of the sales going in that direction, I'm all for that. They're relatively quick. The roads are wide enough to go through. There is a little bit of rocks on some of the pathways, but that's more for aesthetic look. It's not really much. It really doesn't bother the wagon at all. I mean, unless you drive like when you don't care, well then it might be an issue. But yeah, if you go slow, you'll do absolutely fine. I really believe here I'm delivering to the fence under straight smoke. The fastest moonshine delivery in the game, honestly. So yeah, we go with the Heartlands as the best spot to put your Moonshine Shack. Go ahead and comment how you feel we did on these rankings. Comment your favorite Moonshine Shack. And as always, consider subscribing for more Red Dead Online content. Also, check out our 2 latest videos that we did recently. We ranked the revolvers in Red Dead Online. We did that last week. Also, I'm going to put our fishing guide. Me and Jay Cut did a fishing guide. Pretty good guide on how to never lose a lure ever again in fishing in Red Dead. And yeah, like I said, also check out the ranking the revolvers that we did. But yeah, we'll see you next Monday for another Red Dead Online video.